What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's live stream. So we're going to be doing Mythic Plus and the raid today and Tomb of Sargeras. But we'll jump into some Mythic Pluses first. Let's see what we can find. Here's a Vault plus 12. So we'll be doing both today. If you guys want to see anything in particular, like Carazan or anything. Hey Brittany. If you guys want to see anything in particular, let me know. This is a plus 12 vault to get things started, and this week is Teaming Quaking Fortified. Not too bad. What's up, Demon Hunter? Good afternoon, man. Well, it's still morning for me for a little bit, but what's up? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me fix that. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, those levels look a little bit better. Sorry about that. Thank you for that, Brittany. What's up, Warblade? And Katie? How's it going? So we're flying over to a Vault of the Wardens, and that's Teaming Quaking Fortified this week. So this week is not bad at all. It's just extra mobs. We get Quaking every now and then, and we have to deal with Fortified being part of the mob. What's up, Max? Welcome. Yeah, so I'm flying over right now to Vault of the Wardens. Yeah, this week is not bad at all. If you guys haven't hopped in and done your Mythic Pluses, I would suggest joining them. People want KSM for like plus 10. This is US, Silencia. Oh man, really? Alright, so we got booted for whatever reason, as I was flying over there. Alright, let's find another group. Yeah, people want KSM for like plus 10s, for like plus 8, 9s. I'm doing pretty good, Katie. How about yourself? EOA. That's close fight too. This way. But yeah, this week is a good week to push some high keys to get your plus 15 done instead of a plus 10. That is very good news, Brittany. The Undead Warrior hate. That's really good news. Congrats on that. You're just about done. Alright, so we'll get a few summons, and then we should be good to go. This is an EOA plus 12. Ooh, a nice fat Chaos Crystal. That's a good 400 gold. I did my plus 15 last week, and I managed to get this really nice chest piece. A ton of haste and mastery, and this is even better than the tier piece I have waiting for me. So that kind of sucks. But the tier piece is going to be better with the set bonuses. So I'll probably keep the tier set piece once I get my second piece of heroic tomb gear. So we'll get the summons going. Jump in there. Yeah, the item level you get at the end of the week is insane. You guys should really try to do your plus 15, especially on weeks like this. This week isn't too bad at all. This week you should try to push it. Oh, they do the RAIDER.io WoW progress score max. They require that one score that just was just you grinding out Mythic pluses. Yeah, I hear you, Brittany. I really want to equip the new tier, but I haven't gotten any pieces yet. But then again, Tomb hasn't been out for that long, so we have time to get the right pieces. Yeah, when people do the whole WoW Progress Raider IO, they normally like to set their standards very, very high. And you'd figure since keys can't deplete anymore, you know, since keys can't deplete anymore, they'd be a little more lenient. Alright, let's jump in here. EOA, teaming, quaking, and fortified. So this week is all about trash. Just kill trash as fast as you can. Oh, EOA plus 10. So we're gonna have more trash. Trash is going to last longer. And that's really about it. Quaking shouldn't be a big issue as long as you don't cast while it's going off. And there it is, we have a turtle as well. Oh no, I'm already like, everybody in the group is super low. I'm not sure if this healer can keep up. We'll see, we'll find out. But the good thing about this week is that none of these affixes really affect the boss. Like the bosses get quaking, so you just have to watch your feet. But besides that, the boss battles aren't going to be any harder. So all of these affixes really just, they give you more trash, they make trash harder to kill, and they give you quaking. Yeah, I still see people that get really upset about not quote unquote 3-chesting it, and I can understand if they're trying to push a high level keystone, but once you're done with your plus 15 for the day with pugs, I don't think a lot of people pug plus 18s. Oh, by the way, uh, I want to thank you all for supporting me and for sharing the channel, for spreading everything that you guys can, like when I make guides and things like that. Because officially, as of last night at like 2 or 3 in the morning, we hit 5,000 subs. We have now officially grown to a little over 5,000. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support, and thank you guys for sharing and spreading all the guides and, you know, getting the word out there. So I want to thank you guys for that. Finished your last order haul this week? Congrats, Max. Are you done with all of the mounts as well, or is that the next thing you're working on? Katie, so all you need to do is tell the game that it's not being fair to you. It's not giving you the right legendaries, and then that's it. You'll get the right legendaries after that. It's bad luck protection to remind the game how bad your luck is. Alright, we should be okay. I think the healer might be and then after this we'll wait. Let our healer mana up. Let's see. No, our healer is completely manned up. Alright, so we should be alright. Let's get this pull going. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. 6 more accounts for your mount. Dang, that's a lot. But thank you, everyone, for the support, for the love. Oh, you normally even do your key, Brittany, and they still get upset that you didn't 3-chest it? Yeah. Alright, there it is. Impaling the ads. That's perfect. Most PUG groups that I get always kill the ads. Every time. And if you're gonna kill the ads, at least, you know, you could try to use some immunity to get rid of that, but on a tyrannical week, stuff like that really, really hurts. Alright, we're probably gonna have to take this guy down. Yep. Somebody pulled. Oh, Brittany, you don't have the Holy Priest Cloak? That's a really good one, too. I think that's probably the main one, right? Like, best in slot because of what it does. Yeah, bad luck protection works in weird ways sometimes. Sometimes you get, like, just back-to-back drops, and like on my druid, I got one as soon as I leveled up, and then the second one, which the first two should come very quickly, the second one didn't show up for a while. Did they pull something? No. Yeah, getting best in slot. I feel your pain because I've been playing my druid for a while now, and I still don't have any of the best in slot legendaries. Like I have 3 legendaries, and they're all probably at near the bottom of the list. I have one that increases my throughput for just a small amount, and I think that one's like the 4th or 5th best in slot. Alright, let's run around here. I've also been seeing more and more groups get way too close to the Wrath of Azara and start getting hit. Since we don't have bursting, it's like last week, it's a lot easier to pull these little droplets. I know last week it was a pain to try to pull these guys because of bursting, but since we don't have it this week, we can get all of this non-elite trash all at once, get all of our percentage done right here, and we should be alright. The only thing that kind of sucks is this debuff, but it is cleansable, so your healer can actually take it off of you. So I want this guy to get closer, perfect. Just so that we don't accidentally pull this guy over here, although we might. Why am I still riding that ugly horse? It's a unicorn, Max. It's a majestic unicorn. It's fine. I'll click my scarab button, and I'll ride my scarab instead. You ended up getting the mage tower down on your DK, Katie. Congrats! Congrats on your mage tower victory. Here, I'll click my scarab button. There we go, man. Getting some AQ goodness in here. All right, our healer has a ton of mana. He's at almost 90%, so we're gonna go ahead and pull. Remember, for this boss, the best way to deal with the ads is to get the debuff pointed at them, and that actually takes them down and one-shots them. So if you get that debuff, aim it at the ads. There it is, just like that. The Curse of the Sea Witch, I believe. Curse of the Witch, Curse of the Witch. So you get that pointed at the ads, and those get one shot, and that's the best way to deal with them. They don't slow anyone down like that. What's up, Milton? Welcome to the live stream. Oh, I'm sorry. No more unicorn button for Max. What's up, Milton? Yeah, Brittany was MIA last week, right? Alright, so we'll keep pulling more and more trash just because this week doesn't really hurt us for that reason. There is no bolstering, there is no bursting, there's nothing that can affect us for pulling too much. And since a lot of this trash is non-elite and goes down easy, we're just going to go ahead and pull whatever we can. Now, I don't want to pull a seagull when I make these big pulls because the seagull will make me drop threat. Scarab for a rotting corpse, it's perfect. Alright, it's getting pretty close out here. I did get heals now, so I'm good. But it was starting to get pretty close. For some reason, I keep letting... Oh no! Oh no! Somebody got that seagull, or maybe I walked into it. But the seagull was there, hit me, and so the DK went down instantly. Your hunter and your mage, Katie, at this point? For the mage tower? So you're still dedicated to completing the mage tower. That's good. Hopefully they do something else with it. I want them to add more skins like the ones that they added. So I enjoy what they added so far, but maybe in 7.3 they can add another challenge as part of the mage tower. Even though we're going to be on another planet and we're going to be in Argus. I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to pull this extra group here as well. Since these non-elite groups are so easy this week, I don't mind guaranteeing my completion on these groups. So guaranteeing that I will for sure have enough enemy forces completed by pulling one extra group of this is worth it. This way I don't have to kill all the seagulls or any of the slimes or anything. Just pull this trash. Yeah, Pac-Man had to get some sort of vice going, so he did gamble his life away. He gambled a ton and then made it all back towards the end. So he at least kind of broke even. Did a couple of 13s last week and failed a 14 upper. Yeah, last week was rough, especially for something like upper. Although, Milton, when did you do the upper? Did you do it after the nerfs? Because after the nerfs, all of the fact that it was tyrannical should have basically gone away just because of those nerfs. If you guys don't know, they nerfed upper and lower Karazhan and Cathedral again by a lot. So if you guys were ever afraid of running them on Mythic Pluses, you shouldn't be anymore. Stuff like Morose's Goroth got the initial damage on it reduced by 90%. There was a ton of changes and a ton of nerfs, but basically lower Karazhan got nerfed, or lower and upper Karazhan got nerfed to the ground to the point where they should be in line with other Mythic Pluses now. The bosses shouldn't be that much harder anymore on Karazhan. To pay for me for faction change? Got to the worm boss and ran out of steam. That sucks. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this boss right after this Quaking lands. You just like collecting things and skins. Yeah, I completely agree with you. For a while, I went back and did a ton of transmog runs on my warrior. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I did get a lot of gear. Like for a while, I was hunting for the Bulwark of Azeroth, and there was a few key items that I really wanted that I went back and hunted for. And part of me wants to go back and complete everything and grab every piece of gear, but it's very difficult to go back for every single piece of gear. There's also a lot of the mop gear that has mop and warlord gear that has different appearances based on what difficulty you do it in, even the ICC gear. So there's a lot of those little recolors that I'm interested in, but haven't gone back yet. Alright, and with that, there's that boss. We're good to go. One more trash pull on the way. Let's go ahead and move this guy this way. I don't want that sandblast to hit anyone. Spray sand. Try a prop paladin challenge if you want to delete your account. In the last round of hotfixes max, didn't they increase prop paladin DPS a little bit? I could have sworn there's been a lot of class changes, and in the last patch there was a lot more. And I thought some of them were a slight increase to paladin damage, although I could be wrong. Protein paladin. Oh, okay, Katie. You don't have to go into the void zones to drop those arcane orbs. Just get your own anti-magic shell to do it. You don't think you'll ever touch a paladin, Katie, in any spec? Not only just in tanking, but no ret, no healer, nothing? What's up, Dean? Welcome to the live stream. From the UK. Thank you. Thank you for watching all the way out there. Alright, so once we're done with that trash, oh no, somebody pulled the seagull. Alright, so we'll get the seagull ready, and then we'll go ahead and pull the boss. I don't want to pull the boss with the seagull on me, because then the boss will turn around and slap anyone in the face. Ah, okay, Milton, I see. So not huge changes. I know a lot of classes got changed around. The one that hurt a lot of people's arms warriors got nerfed again right after they got buffed. I think tanking demon hunters also got a few changes. A few nerfs for damage throughput, but their damage reduction got a little bit better. Oh, you swore not to touch a healer because you're not good at healers? Well, Katie, what was the last time you touched a healer? Maybe it's time again. Maybe it's time to go try another healer again. Try a little of everything. Try a tank, try a healer, try a DPSer. What do I think of Beastmaster Hunter spec? It's good. I don't think there's any particular spec right now that's really underperforming. I think there's a few that lend themselves to RNG a little bit more, but that's not Beastmasters. With Beastmasters, you're pretty consistent with the damage you do. So I don't see anything wrong with Beastmasters. Did Protection Warriors get any changes? No, we didn't. Mostly Arms Warriors got changed, and I think that's it. I don't even think I remember seeing any changes to Fury, and I don't remember Proc getting any changes. And you're currently eye level 922. You have more than enough item level to be doing just all of the endgame content, by the way. I mean, as 922, you're probably in a guild that is farming heroic TOS at this point. You hot once, faceplant, and you're done on a druid? Brittany's got some secret hatred against Resto Druids. I didn't swear off Boom Chicken and Undead. I like my Boom Chicken. I really have always liked Boomkin form. So when I saw that whole, you know, rune that you could get rid of it and you could just be a balanced druid, I wasn't not a fan of it. I want to be a chicken shooting lasers. Alright, so since this week isn't tyrannical and there's nothing added to bosses, most boss fights they feel a lot easier. And it might just be a look into comparing between this week and last week, since last week with tyrannical makes bosses a lot more difficult. And it makes bosses last 10 minutes instead. But yeah, no, this week is not bad at all. So if you guys haven't jumped in, that's a pretty good trinket. It's a nice stamina trinket. So let's jump out of here, find another group, another Mythic Plus. Do you guys want to see anything in particular? What's up, Snubsy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, do you guys want to see any dungeon in particular, or should I just queue up for what I see? Do a Cathedral? Alright, let's see if we can find, there's only a +2. What if we do this? +5, +14. There's that +18, but they have a tank. And I don't know if I want to die on a Cathedral. Dean, have I done Mythic? No. I haven't actually seen Method's kill Jaden. I didn't know it was out yet. I know they wait for 3 guilds to be done, and I know Method and Exorcist were done, but I didn't think anyone else had done Mythic kill Jaden. Legendary, I don't understand why people think that Prot Warriors are in a bad place right now. It could be, I know a lot of the top streamers have completely condemned Prot Warriors, and so that could be it. I mean, you have Sko saying Prot Warriors are dead, and there's a lot of people that fall behind that. But honestly, when I went into Nighthold, I could see why Prot Warriors were not at the top of the food chain. I could see why that was true. There was so many little things, little tricks that we had to do with things like Spell Reflect in order to survive in Nighthold. But we walked into Tomb of Sargeras, and I felt really, really good about every boss I did. There wasn't a single boss where I thought I need to step aside and farm more gear before I run in. In Tomb of Sargeras, I really felt that Prot Warriors did really, really well. They nerfed Cathedral a lot. I mean, I tried to join that Cathedral run. Alright, after this vault run, I'll try to see if I can join another Cathedral run. I'll do it. I'll gladly go back into Cathedral. I want to see all the nerfs. Cathedral really did get nerfed a ton. It's on YouTube now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take a look at the Mythic method Kil'jaeden kill for sure. They've been doing for this expansion for at least Nighthold Mythic. It was fun to see that extra phase, and I'm sure they did something just as fun for Tomb because everybody really seems to love it. Your guild is stuck on Avatar, Katie. So I mean, at that point, all you have left to do is farm out more gear for the rest of the bosses. Avatar is just a DPS check, so you just have to do that once you get the mechanics down. Oh wow, dude, you're getting a legendary every week? That's intense. I still am only getting. I get about one every 3 weeks. About that. Oh no, Brittany, you have people failing at the orbs. Brittany, so I want to say this Friday, I'm gonna be releasing all of my custom weak auras for Tomb of Sargeras. So if you guys need the custom weak auras for Maiden that let you know what energy you are, what color you should be going to. You should keep an eye out on Friday for that. Oh, Max, that sucks. Max, what server shard are you on? And Adam, I do not play Alliance. I used to play Alliance, but in this expansion I went Horde, and I don't have any maximum level Alliance characters. Max, well, Max, you are a patron, so if you go and check your patron posts, you'll see that the weak auras are there. So as part of you supporting the channel, you get things a little bit early, Max. So they're there for you. Cyclone is your shard. They had 693 wipes on Kil'jaeden. Wow. Okay, I definitely need to take a look at it, Dean. Can't remember? Send me a message, Max. Send me a message on YouTube. Because I hate my Alliance fans. That is not true. I mean, I played Alliance for the better part of 10 years. Dean, did they leave in the nerd cries at the end? At the end of killing Mythic Kill Jade, and did they leave in all of the nerd cries over Discord or whatever they're using? After 10 years of loyalty, I abandon you all. I was gonna say I switched forward before I started making any YouTube content, but that's not true. The very beginning of my YouTube content, you can see that my Boomkin was a Night Elf, and my Prot Warrior was a Night Elf as well. At least I think so. I think my Druid was also there. Oh, actually, when Legion first came out and I saw that cutscene of the king dying, it really, and when I saw that Sylvanas ran away, and not knowing the Horde cinematic, I got really upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a nerf screen vid before they released the kill vid. Okay. Katie, something that might help. I know you guys are on Mythic, so there's a few mechanics. The weak auras that I made are for LFR normal or heroic. They don't have any Mythic mechanics, but for Avatar, I made some that track energy on both Avatar and on the Maiden, and they'll start blinking at a certain amount of energy. So that might help people know when to switch. Actually, Brittany, my original Boomkin that I made the video with on Alliance, is still Alliance. I didn't server swap that Boomkin. I made a brand new Boomkin on this server. Alright, so we got everybody here. Once we get our summons, we'll be good to go. Is there anyone else getting close? No. Everyone's completely spread out. Yeah, I'll be posting those on Friday, so you'll be able to get all those weak auras by then. It just helps being able to see Maiden's energy. Like, you can be targeting Avatar and taking Avatar down and see that Maiden has 95 energy. She's in an active beam right now, so she's still going to be bumping up. So at that point, you can switch over, and especially if you're something like a dot class, Katie. So if you guys have your Affliction Warlocks or your Shadow Priests, or even Boomkins that need to get their Moonfire and Sunfire on, it's good for them to swap over slightly before, maybe at like 98 energy, and begin their rotation, so that as soon as that Cleansing Protocol starts being cast, they can begin the really big nuke. What's up, Marcelo? Welcome to the live stream. Alright, there should be one other person getting here very soon. No? Somebody said on their way. Oh, here it is. Rogue is on their way. We'll be good. And also when I release that week auras video for you guys, there's one that I'm still working on that just the reason why the week auras video took a lot longer to release was because of this one. It kept giving me a lot of trouble. But if there's any additional week auras you guys want to see, let me know in the comments of that video when I release it, and I can work on any other kind of week auras you guys need. Like any other cast times, debuffs, anything that really applies to the fight that would really help you guys. More than welcome to work on any of that. I need an alliance soon. I agree. I don't have the dexterity and the will that Max has to have that many ults. Once I made my druid ult and I realized that legendaries are so like monumental to your character, and if you don't have the right legendaries, it's terrible. Yeah, it's kind of like, oh man, when I make all these ults, I need to grind out legendaries again. What's up, Trace? Welcome to the live stream. It's been a while, Trace. Haven't seen you in a while. What eye level am I? I am eye level 917. I'm waiting on a few upgrades. Like I have this really nice tier chest piece, and then I have like this really nice chest piece, but I still have my old tier equipped with the 2-set bonus. So I'm kind of in between gear right now. I'm waiting for another piece of tier, but 917 equipped, 932 in my bags. Once I get another piece of tier, this will probably jump up to like low 920s. Elite sauce heals. Yeah, Max has a lot of patience and just willpower to have that many ults. It's insane. Oh no, see, Pac-Man doesn't want me to go Alliance. Alright, so level 13, Vault of the Wardens. Since this is teaming Quaking and there's nothing that really makes this trash super difficult besides maybe Fortified, I'm going to go ahead and do a bigger pull here than I would normally do. Just requires some good AoE skills. So let's get this down and we should be alright. It needs a few, I'm going to rotate a few cooldowns, but we should be okay. I mean, look, if you can take Fell Claws, you can do any Mythic Plus. That's all I'll say. If you can take Fell Claws and you know how to rotate your cooldowns to take Fell Claws, you'll be okay in a Mythic Plus. First time I got hit by Fell Claws, I couldn't believe it. And in normal mode, it's not that difficult. If you rotate the right kind of cooldowns, in normal mode, it's not that bad. The only thing in my head was, if this is normal mode and it hits me this hard, how is Heroic and Mythic for this fight? How hard do Mythic Fell Claws hit, and how the hell is anyone supposed to survive that? Like, how? How is someone supposed to live through this? Your priest is 917 in your bags too. Yeah, the gear reshuffle sometimes kind of hurts, right? Like right now I have really good haste. I have really good mastery. Like I don't want to get rid of a lot of the gear I have. A lot of the item level bump ups I have are just like crit burst, things I don't really want. So it kind of sucks and it kind of hurts to want to switch. I mean, I wish I had gotten luckier with tier pieces. That's one thing that I got really lucky with in Nighthold, but not here. In Tomb, I've gotten really unlucky with tier. I don't have any tier. I have the chest piece, and that's it. From LFR, I got leg pieces, but those LFR leg pieces are such a item level bump down that they're not worth it. And so I wish I had gotten better luck with tier, but that's kind of the way gearing goes. Alright, so I'll pull all of these guys. I'll put all of these guys back here. It does LOS my healer a little bit, so I got a little bit low there, but we'll be okay. This is just to bring in everybody. Make sure you cancel the Nightmares cast. The Nightmare's cast is really going to be hurting everyone. And if you can cancel the Fell Gaze and Unleash Fury, you should. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh no, I thought I canceled that. Didn't work out. So with just a few more interrupts on those Unleash Furies, it would have been okay. But let's go back in there. Get him done. Yeah, Trace, I'm glad you're in here too. Thank you for stopping by. Go RNGesus. Yeah, when you're hoping for loot, it's all about RNGesus. Alright, so I'll wait for the pats. We didn't manage to get any of this down, so I'll slow down. It's always good to gauge your group in the beginning, so I guess we won't be doing the big pulls. And yeah, Trace Love, thank God for no bursting this week, so you can make your pulls as big as you're used to. We did an EOA before this where we didn't have to be afraid of the trash. I could pull all of the crabs I wanted to because they're non-elite crabs. So that's nice again. That's one thing I don't like about bursting week. It makes some dungeons unnecessarily hard by making non-elites do 10% of your HP no matter what. It's like, yeah, I know we made this mob a non-elite and this mob is supposed to be super easy, but it's also going to deal 10% of your life as damage. Alright, we're now getting the interrupts for the Unleash Fury. Good. We should be alright this time around. What item level do you have to do to easily do Mythic plus 15s? To easily do them, I would say 915 and above. But in order to just get them done, and I'm talking about just get a quote-unquote one chest run, you can be right around 905, 900. 900 or 905 is probably the item level. This group I'm in is hating on Prot Warriors. They said, I didn't know that Prot Warriors still existed, since they suck at tanking and all. Oh man. I don't know what this honestly, this misconception about Prot Warriors being terrible is. I really don't get it. When I do Tomb, I don't take that as much damage as anyone else. We have a ton of good mitigation abilities. I don't know, there just seems to be a lot of hate around Prot Warriors. And the large majority of times, if I do Mythic 8 and under, I hardly need heals. But I guess the Prot Warrior hate is real. Dean, have I put in my Tomb of Sargeras quest at my spec? I don't. Yes, actually, I did do that. So I haven't received it yet, but I need to go pick it up. But I did do that. I know from one of the weeklies as well. I got some Tomb gear that was really high in item level, but it's the worst piece of gear ever. There is a tanking trinket that drops off of Maiden, I believe it is. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's like just plus versatility, and the effect on it is terrible too. I got a 920 or 925 version of that trinket, and it's just, that's terrible. Like that trinket never has a use. Yeah, Milton, I feel your pain with the whole having LFR gear. It's not better than my current Nighthold gear. All of that LFR gear. I don't see it as worth it. I currently have best in slot legs. They're 910. If these get upgraded, they're a lot better. So I don't want to replace these best in slot legs for raid finder tier level things for like an 885 that has secondary stats that are a lot worse as well. Jeez, why are they really pulling me? God, I have a troll group in here. You guys saw that? All right, so we'll stay up here. I mean, I hope everybody else stays up here, but this group seems a little trolly, so we'll see. You're probably gonna take your DK to guild runs to get heroic tier. Well, blood DKs are in a really good place right now, so I can see that completely being a very good option and very good use of your time. Blood DKs are in a very good place. So again, for that sap soul, I like to use something that I don't normally use in this fight, and something I don't normally use in this fight is my interrupt. So I do go ahead and just use pummel for that sap soul, just to get rid of that. And I alternate between my pummel and my spell reflect. So you guys should be picking some ability that you don't normally use during the course of this fight to use during that sap soul. Or something else you can do is pick a move that normally gets reset by something. So I wouldn't go as far as using Shield Slam for Prot Warriors, but you can, since Shield Slam has a chance at getting reset. So if it has a chance of getting reset, you can use it as a sap soul ability, since it will get reset. Even if the cooldown is a little bit longer, it still has that proc chance of resetting. And yeah, Milton, most 4-set pieces are gonna be worth it for a few item level drop downs. So even if you have to drop down about 10 to 15 item levels, it's worth it for your tier set bonuses. I know the Prot Warrior tier set bonuses are very worth it. However, if you have the old tier set bonuses, those are also really good. So that's the biggest reason why I haven't swapped over to the LFR gear is since I have Nighthold heroic gear, I'd much rather keep that on. You got the challenge mode skins for Prot and Fury now, Warblade. Congrats. Those are still not easy to do. Even though it's easier to do because we've gotten a few item level upgrades, they're still not easy by any means. So congratulations. That's still quite the accomplishment. It just means prots will get buffs. My bad, Warblade. I still like I look for more music whenever I can on stuff like SoundCloud, but any of the music that isn't gonna get the copyright hit, it's just a lot of the ones that I found recently just say whatever company's name it is over and over again. So the track will be playing, and all of a sudden it's just telling you whatever the company name is. Like there's one, I think there's a company named Audio Jungle, and so you're trying to listen to the song, and then it's just audiojungle.com, audiojungle.com. All right, we should be all right. Yep, that's perfect. So I'm still working. If you guys ever find any music that is free to use, so that all of the VODs are completely unmuted, you can go ahead and send them to me whenever you guys want to on Twitter or messages here. I would appreciate it very much. All right. So our priest went down, but we're good. And I completely agree, Robert, where the tanking classes right now aren't. There's not a big disparity between them. If you're a good tank with your class, you can do any of the content that any of the other classes can do. Right now, there's not a really big gap between everybody. And yeah, Milton, Fell Claws with Neltharian's Fury is super easy. What's funny to me is everybody was talking smack about Neltharian's Fury when it first came out, and everybody's talking about it doesn't do any damage, I do more damage on normal rotation. Everybody really disliked it, but the guaranteed crit block on it is so nice that it finally is playing a role. Alright, so let's see if we can nerf it. It seems like we have more than enough DPS to get him down during his brittle. Let's pop our DPS cooldowns as a prot warrior and see how much damage we can do. Oh no, we're lacking a little bit of DPS. A little bit. Oh no, Brittany. You're gonna miss most of the stream. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry about that. And you're a systems engineer, Trace? That's cool. Katie, congrats on your Mage Tower kills as well. On Frost and Blood. Nice. This troll. What level key? This is a plus 13 Vault of the Wardens. Promise to ban Pac-Man once in a while for me. That's the concern. I just want Pac-Man to feel the hammer, feel the wrath every now and then. Yeah, DKs are in a really good place right now, especially for tanking. And the cool thing about DK is the more comfortable you get with fights, the better you know the fights, the better you're going to be tanking, because as a DK, the better your reactions are, the better your recovery time. Like, if you know exactly when to death strike, you just become that much better and that much more valuable. Alright, so let's run on over. We're just about done with this plus 13. We have more than enough time to get it done. So we also want to jump down here. Make sure nobody pulls that. Jump down and get a lot of this trash put together. You have too many coins. Pac-Man actually does have a very high amount of coins. Although, to be fair, Pac-Man, the only person that is beating you is Brittany at this point. Alright, so we're going to keep getting stunned, but we have all this trash, and we will be fine with all this trash. Since there is no raging, no bursting, we don't have to worry too much about it. I mean, our priest keeps going down, but with this much trash and I'm getting victory rush procs, we'll be fine. Unholy pet, drag the ads. Yeah, I think that a change that they should have made a long time ago is no kind of body pulls and no AoE threat on a lot of the pets for any of the classes. And sometimes they seem to work that way and sometimes they don't. I don't know why sometimes they pull and sometimes they don't. I just wish it was always the case that they never really did that. Those brood mothers should be running on over to me. I don't know why they're just hanging out there. Oh, they're casting. Well, one of them is. There it is. Kind of why you're glad you play Frost DK? Yeah. I'm a big fan of Unholy DKs, but most other pet specs, not too much. But Unholy DKs, for some reason, I really do enjoy. What's up, Sebastian? Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you could join us. Just trying to run out of that quake. Didn't quite work out. So hopefully somebody else gets the light. If not, I can do it as well. Alright, so nobody ran to it. Nobody tried to pick it up. Time for the tank to get it done. You're helping your friend with the rotation and he falls asleep. That's funny. So let's get rid of the deepening shadows as soon as we can, as soon as we see it pop up. Also, since Heroic Leap has such a small cooldown with the new talents and stuff like that, you just use it whenever you can. If it's going to make your life easier, there's no need to save it on this fight. So again, let's get rid of those shadows. And here's the Creeping Doom. Let's not fail like that. Alright, so we're gonna go over here to the right hand side. And then that's gonna be over here on the right hand side again. And we should get one more wave. Actually, that's it. Alright, so we're good. So again, every time you go to the Vengeance, be aware that as soon as you run to this Vengeance, the knockdown kick is coming very quickly, so be careful with that. You don't want that to catch you off guard and for you to get knocked off, and that'll be the wipe at such a low percentage. Alright guys, and with that, give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So, do you guys want to see more Mythic Pluses, or do you guys want to see Tomb of Sargeras? Do you guys want to see heroic tanking Tomb of Sargeras or more Mythic Pluses? Sebastian, I think using bracers and the trinket are the best possible things in your case. So yeah, I think you're using the two best ones that you have, for sure. Ever since getting Manacles, life has been awesome with self-heals, absolutely. The amount of self-heals that a Prot Warrior puts out when you get those wrists are amazing. We did get this. They're actually pretty good. The haste on it is really good on this back piece, but fortunately it also has crit. You need some rib keys. Cathedral first. Alright. Let's see if I remember that I did say Cathedral as well, so. Plus 13, plus 14. They don't have anyone else in the group. I mean, hopefully they form out a little bit more. Alright, we'll join this plus 13, because if people see a healer and a tank, maybe they'll jump in. And actually, this plus 14, it does have a healer, so we'll see if any of these groups take me. You want to see Alliance Tune leveling? Plus 14. This is it. Plus 14 Cathedral. Hold on to the belt until you get your glove legendary. Yeah. The belt and glove combination are really good. Also, belt and ring, the old ring, are really good as well. Also, Sebastian, do you have... What are your other choices for trinkets, by the way? Damiano, thank you for the sub. Thank you for liking this content and being part of the community. I hope you enjoy all the content I put out. And yeah, what Warblade said. If you have your belt, your legendary belt, then Booming Voice is going to be a lot better. Something else is, I run heavy repercussions, but even in Tomb of Sargeras, you can run anger management just fine. Like for Kill Jaden, if you want to run anger management, you can have demoralizing shout up every time you get Fell Claws. So anger management and booming voice go together really well. So if you have the belt, consider, you should be picking up booming voice because of the belt, but consider picking up anger management as well. It'll just, they both sync with each other very well. So we'll wait for a few people to join in. If nobody joins in, then we'll find another group for something else. You vote for alliance leveling as well. Yeah, what Milton said. If you run booming voice and anger management, especially with the belt, and if you have the old ring as well, you get to rotate a lot of these bigger cooldowns a lot. I can do that. I can have that message on rotation. Let's see. You pretty like it when you log in. Thank you for that. It means a lot. Alright, so we don't have too many people applying. If any of you guys are on Horde out there and want to rip key it up with me, that's the group. It's the group right there. Max doesn't like any of the videos apparently. Always showing off the shins and staying on the chicken. So if you guys want to join up, if not, then I don't know if this key is gonna happen. We'll give it another shot for another 2 or 3 minutes. Just none from Max. You hear that, Milton? Oh, that's it. The other guy left the party too. Alright. So let's try to find another group. I don't think Cathedral is gonna happen. I don't think people really care for Cathedral, unfortunately. I don't mind it as much, and especially after seeing how much they nerfed it, I think it'd be cool to run back in there. But alright, let's see what else we can find. Upper Kara plus 14. Dark Heart Thicket plus 13. I'm trying to find a group that's a little bit more formed already as well. What's up, Marcos? Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Alright, plus 14 upper. See how this goes. You guys absolutely can, Brittany. It'll just be a podcast. And each podcast just details all of the points as to why Alliance is better, right? Warblade it disbanded. And that Cathedral didn't go anywhere. Any rip key that you've missed? No rip keys that you've missed. Epic. These two keys so far. Plus 10 EOA, plus 13 Vault of the Warden. No rip keys though. They were both done on time. Minimal wipes. I was trying to get a rip key. I was trying to run into a Cathedral group. This is a lower Karazhan group. But this week, honestly, this week isn't too bad for any particular dungeon. It's more about the group rather than the dungeon itself. You're in HOV. That's a fun dungeon. HOV. HOV actually has really good gear for prot warriors. So if you are a prot warrior, you should try to run HOV a little bit. For sure, Salazar. Thank you. Alright, so we need one more person. As soon as we get that last deep, we'll be... There it is. I see a DPS already. Let's just start running over to Lower Kara. Most toxic server ever. So I know there's different levels. This week is teaming, quaking, and fortified trace. So this week is all about trash. The faster you kill trash, the better you are at AoE cleaving and getting trash down, the easier your runs are going to be this week. So if you oh no, this is on a Mythic 0 and the guy saved on Mythic 0. We need to get someone else to be able to put the keystone in. That's what happens. This is what happens in Kara when you do the Mythic 0 World Tour and then you want to do a keystone. You have to keep running back. But yeah, this week if you just get your spec to take down trash as fast as you can, you'll be in good shape. Yeah, it's not too bad. Boss fights aren't made like extremely long and difficult. Like there's nothing. It's just difficult trash, really. So I don't know if they're gonna set a different party leader. for most toxic server, your votes. You main affliction locks. You're pretty good at trash, yeah. Oh, all right. Apparently today we're not wanted. So let's find another group. So for the most toxic server, there's different types of toxicity, but I think that the Illidan server has a lot of people that are very elitist. So while there's other servers that have, you know, certain players that do certain things, but the Illidan server to me has people that are so elitist, they're not willing to teach anyone ever. But then again, you go and you look at the Illidan server progression, and Illidan server is a server that just has such good progression. Like they have really good players on Illidan, but when those Illidan people pug, they 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 just become elitist human beings that don't help. Instead of helping you, they just look down on you and name call everyone and say that everyone's a scrub. But I think that server with its elitism isn't helping out. Not sure why I got kicked, Warblade. I ran back to the beginning, and there was only one other person in the dungeon too. So not sure what that was all about. All right, let's go to plus 14 arkway. What else there is? Plus 17 HOV will be while progging. All right, we got into arkway. Let's go run on over to arkway. Just part of the pug process, Warblade. Every now and then they just decide to give you the boot. And Trace, even though yeah, blood DKs heal a lot, Prot Warriors heal a ton as well. Like my healing gets up there as well. What have you missed, Nubsy? Not too much. Just 2 dungeons, plus 13 and a plus 10. Getting it done. We need a healer at this point for Arkway, for a plus 14 Arkway, and we'll run in there. Oh, Sebastian, auto updates. Auto updates are the worst. Especially on like Windows 10. Just the worst. I don't see that much elitism from Mal'Ganis and Ragnaros. I think Mal'Ganis and Ragnaros is just people that, you know, normally speak a different language, and so there's a communication issue. And normally with communication issues in MMOs, it just leads to a simple FU of the other person. But I don't see it that bad. I think Illidan seems to be very elitist, but I don't. Their progress is really good. So at the same time, it's like, yeah, they're elitist. I can kind of understand and see why, but I don't think there's any need to be that elitist. The guitar's ear piercing. I'll change it right now. Here we go. Change that song. All right, so we're waiting still on our healer, but once we get a healer, we'll be good to go. Yeah, well, one thing I will say about a lot of these servers, like a lot of people like to talk down about Ragnaros, and one thing I'll say about Ragnaros and Mal'Ganis is that the people in those servers aren't afraid to start pugs. So like a lot of the groups that get formed by somebody who's a leader in that realm. So even though there's a lot of hate towards that, they still have a lot of people that are willing to try out pugging. So I think that's something that's a positive. You have Infernal Contract, Royal Dagger, Feverish, Carapace. Yeah, if you have Feverish, Carapace, and Infernal Contract, or if you can get your hand on the Dark Moon deck Immortality, if you have a few extra 1,000 gold laying around, these two are going to be so good that you don't necessarily need the Legendary Trinket, and you can go ahead and get a different Legendary equip. So if you have Feverish Carapace, and you can even use your Infernal Contract or a Dark Moon deck, you don't need to be wearing the Legendary Trinket. Yeah, what Warblade said, Sebastian. If you have the extra money, these two trinkets are just going to be that much better for you. These two are going to be best in slot. I mean, in comparison to a 970, sure, but other legendaries are going to help you out more rather than these guys. So I think you should get these guys put together. All right, Trace. See you in a little bit. Try not to make any more healers mad at your meeting. And that sucks. That you guys are getting a lot of people that rage quit. Normally, my Tomb of Sargeras groups just really want to work through things. I don't know why we're having a problem with healers this week. It seems that healers are the hardest thing to get today so far. So I don't know where the healers are out there, but this week you don't have to be too scared. Quaking is the only thing you have to look out for, and that's not that bad. Normal avatar. Yeah, I think in any pug right now, Kill Jaden is going to be a wipe once or twice while everybody gets their soak orders correct. And if you wipe more than maybe like 10 or 15 times, maybe time to find a new group. But you should expect a few wipes on Kill Jaden. It requires a lot of communication, and from a random pug, everybody just needs to get their soaking order done correctly. Yeah, I don't blame it last week, Katie. I'm sure there's plenty of tanks who've had experiences where their DPS pulls for them, even on bursting. So you got the tanks that rage quit, and the healers have gotten plenty of tanks and plenty of DPSers who pull a ton of mobs. And it's just, last week was most stressful on healers, for sure. You almost signed up? Look, we got another DPS to sign up. It's not going to be too bad. This week is honestly not bad with the affixes. That's fine. That's fine, Kasura. We just need a healer. There we go. Soelin, the monk. I'm assuming that's you. Let's see. Hopefully it'll pick you up. I'm not the group leader for this. What's my key? My key is an arkway as well, actually. So weird seeing your name pop up on here. Alright, there you go. Let's go ahead and get you a summon. The tank pulled Curator with a pack and didn't reset. Wow. And then the tank rage quit? That makes sense. Well, Katie, you let him pull all of that. It's probably your fault. Did you get that summon, so? Soul is trolling already. Yeah, Brittany, if you guys ever watch Preach did a video a few months ago about the state of like Mythics and gearing up alts. And he saw that the large majority of really toxic people are people that are stuck in lower level mythics. They're stuck at like from mythic 0 to like mythic +2, +3, and they're the people that just rage quit. That's why they'll never gear up, they'll never get any better just because they always rage quit. So a lot of those people that rage quit are the people that normally blame everyone. They never get any better gear because they never get to finish any of their dungeons. So I found that piece by Preach really cool and really fun to see. And actually, if you guys haven't seen, Preach also recently started doing a lot of pugging, which it's funny to see somebody else do pugging who's just used to running with his guild, because he's over here, he's making videos about how terrible pugs are and that he didn't know that the pugging world was like this, and it's just, you know, it's funny to see somebody else just kind of barely jump into that world. This pack always, at least it's not bursting. Bursting makes it just about impossible. It's just a guaranteed death in the beginning. Any luck on the Goroth trinket? Not in heroic. I still only have it on normal. So I used up a few of my rerolls last week on it, but I didn't use them all. So this week I have a full, I want to say I have 8 chances at it. So this week I'm going to go ahead and give it another try again. So hopefully this week I get it so early that I can use my rolls on tier pieces as well. But yeah, hopefully this week I'll get my heroic Goroth trinket, because it's just that good for prot war, or for tanks in general. The amount of armor you get from all of that is just really good. All right, which way are we going? We are going left. Yeah, the whole Preach doing a lot of pugging now it's interesting. I left a comment in his video about being happy to see other YouTubers pug, because I do think that the large majority of WoW player-based pugs nowadays, I've been hearing more and more posts recently about people being in guilds that they used to be in, but now they're dead. They're like, how many other people are also in dead guilds from when they used to raid? So I do think that a lot of people do have that situation. Oh no, not enough interrupts. Not enough interrupts. And we don't have a B-res really. Oh no, it's probably a wipe with this. With this. We should just wipe it out, start all over again. Oh shit, yeah, it's book flopping. What's up, man? And they raged on you, but the 4 of us? Yeah, those blobs can get a little intense. And I do mean a lot of intense. Especially on bursting week. Alright, so let's see how this goes again. This time we do get a little bit of CC, and we are starting to get a few interrupts as well, so that's good. Alright, we do have one other portal that did open up to Argus. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it past this at this point with this group. Hopefully. Oh, that damage. It's just a ton of damage, and it's a ton of magic damage. If I had my legendary pants with 2 charges of spell reflect, it might be okay. We did manage to get some of the trash down. Actually, it's all going down now, so we're good. It was a little rough, but that should be actually the toughest part of this dungeon for us, so we're good. Oh, we do have a pat, so let me go back and try to see where that pat is. If everyone else runs over here, we can actually take it down. Alright, everybody else is here. You always love when someone rage quits and you just keep going to do it without them. Yeah, it also seems that for some reason people that rage quit can be at the bottom of like a chart. So I've been in those cases in Mythic Pluses where the person that rage quit wasn't even pulling enough damage or anything like that, so the group continues without them. That was the rip key. Yeah, you guys wanted to see a rip key, so here it is. Gonna make sure it's a rip key and pull this whole room. Don't do that. Hopefully everybody jumps down with me. We do have a pet. Not fast enough. Jump down. Alright, we should be okay though. That trash is easy enough to kill. You smell... What's the smell? Depression and anxiety? We would all love the Lego pants. Yeah, the legendary pants are going to be really, really good for Mythic Pluses. So when you're running 5-man content, those new legendary pants for Prout Warriors are just going to be that good. Extra charge of shield block, extra charges of spell reflect. For raids, they're okay, and it has to be a very specific boss to really get the maximum use out of it. So yeah, for raids, something like Kill Jaden, getting the extra charge of shield block is going to be really good to you. But for most other bosses in Tomb of Sargeras, it's not really going to benefit you that much. But those pants were made for 5-man. Uh oh. Got a little bit of an extra pull here. I think it was the hunter pet. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. Yep, that was 3 pulls in 1. That's not good. You hate Arkway and COS? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Arkway or COS either, to be completely honest. Let's all say it, Ripkey. Yep. Alright, so we won't skip any of the trash. It seems like when we're trying to skip the trash, we're running into some issues, so let's just not do that. Not put ourselves in that situation. Let me run back. So I think we got the trash down. Alright. COS is easy and Arkway is bleh. I'm not a fan of either one of these two, to be honest. Court of Stars is the one that I do the least. Arkway I do sometimes, but yeah, Court of Stars I definitely do not enjoy. You predict a 0 chest on it. It is a plus 14, so it is the highest key we've done today regardless. But we should be alright. You'll take COS over Arc. Yeah, COS can be easier to run with a more coordinated group, but I feel that COS also has areas with bigger potential of like just random really big ninja pulls. And if you get those big ninja pulls in COS, like the mobs heal, or you get alerts, like you can get mobs that don't exist and all these really big heals that are just gonna make your life a living hell. More ripped than Varian. Alright. Varian was our hero. Why, Marcos? Alright, so skipping trash was a no-go, but if we don't skip trash in CC, we're good to go. By the way, if you guys ever do cast a banish, if you recast it on the mob that you banished, you can cancel it yourself. Should have seen the plus 20 black root hold you did last week on bursting week. No, no, thank you. Oh man, yeah, no, a plus 20 black root hold on bursting week. I don't want to be anywhere near that. Not gonna lie to you, Katie. You're a brave soul. Tyrannical bursting on black root hold plus 20. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that. All right, and we are good to go. It ain't hero if it's alliance. Katie only does plus 20s to 25s. Yeah, Katie's no joke over here. Katie's hardcore. Spider hallway was BS. I bet. That spider hallway has to be the most terrible thing. Yeah, that spider hallway on bursting. Oh no, somebody pulled that. Alright, so we're gonna get this ad. It's not necessary to get this ad. We could have found a way to skip it, but it was a pull, so this ad will go down. How do you combat fake rot gut on Tyrannical? Doesn't he just one shot? I don't think so. I don't think he'll one shot. I think the biggest thing for Black Root Cold would be the Shadow Bolt volley at the end. That Shadow Bolt volley, I've seen that Shadow Bolt volley one shot people at like a plus 17. I think I've done a plus 16, plus 17, and I've seen it one shot people. So trying to live that Shadow Bolt volley, I think, would be a big issue as well. Why can't you be on your DK with Magic Shell? Yeah, Magic Shell must be nice, right? I know that there's a lot of DKs in Nighthold that would fail magic mechanics on purpose for the energy gain from Magic Shell. So like Crosis, like standing in the beam and Crosis on purpose to get all of that sweet, sweet energy. So playing on a DK is interesting because sometimes you want to fail a mechanic on purpose. Pac-Man's alive. Pac-Man's always alive. Pac-Man's always just listening. He just hangs out, listening. Alright, so let's CC some of these chaos. And we can get the destroyers. But the casters are the ones that hit very, very hard. Hopefully we get a hunter trap or a banish. There it is. We got a banish. So these two guys are all melee physical damage, and that's something that we can survive. We can definitely survive that. But the Chaos Bolts just hit so damn hard all the time. I'll actually pull these guys back. Yeah, the Chaos Bolts just hit so hard all the time. It's my stacks of Spell Reflect. I mean, my Spell Reflect doesn't have stacks, and I don't have it up all the time. I don't want to be there. So these Chaos Bringers are still being CC'd, which is perfect. If they were to break, I'd have to go over there and start picking them up. But we're good. Like it'll drop bursting stacks? Jeez. Does it really? Does Anti-Magic Shell really drop bursting stacks? That seems a little bit unfair. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit unfair. Had to interrupt that Chaos Bringer right before that went off. Right before that Demonic Ascension went off. Easiest dungeon for a plus 15 and above. It depends on the affixes. This week, I really find Neltharian's Lair easy, but not necessarily that. I think this week Maw of Souls is normally pretty easy. The only part where you might have some issues is right as soon as you get into the boat, it's going to be a little bit close quarters for quaking, so you might have to watch out for that, but Maw of Souls is going to be relatively easy. Darkheart Thicket this week, actually, it'll give you some problems with the area with the Keepers of the Grove and the mushrooms, just because they're going to last a little bit longer because of Fortified. So you might have some issues there. But yeah, Maw of Souls should be relatively easy this week. And Neltharian's Lair. I really do like Neltharian's Lair. I know that there's some people that hate Neltharian's Lair with a passion, but this week Neltharian's Lair should be okay. The Pelters are going to live a little bit more, so you might want to CC them. And there's going to be more of them. So besides CCing Pelters, you should be okay. So yeah, if you manage your Pelters, I can't see Neltharian's Lair giving you much issue. Neltharian's Lair, I mean, Anti-Magic Shell does drop bursting stacks. That's insane. That's OP. That really is OP. Yes, if you know every pull in Maw, that's going to be easier. Yeah, it's definitely, this week is one of those weeks where the highest key you can push is probably the one that you have memorized the most, just muscle memory. Just so that you know what trash you're going to be pulling, you know how you're going to pull it, where you're going to pull it, like how much damage it's going to do to you. This week is not too difficult, so you shouldn't be too scared of any of the keys. Except for maybe Cathedral. Maybe always be afraid of Cathedral. Alright, we're good. We're about to get to the first boss. Get a CC on the Chaos. And as soon as I start casting Neltharian's Fury, we get the Fell Strike. which is very unfortunate. There's a second fell strike. I don't think we're going to be able to kill this trash as well. The eyeballs took out a few people. So I don't want to use that soul stone and just res and get more of a repair bill. Let's just start running back. You hate Maw because you always get bad groups there. I think Maw has a tendency for PUGs to be a little bit worse because everybody that ever makes like speedrun videos or farming videos, they always do Maw, and they always say do Maw. So I think everyone, assumes that Maw is just the easiest thing to do every time. So I think you might get a bigger diversity and quality in Maw. The group DPS, actually the group DPS isn't that low. Oh wait, that was mine. I don't know where. Who's missing? The Demon Hunter is. I don't know where the Demon Hunter DPS is. You only see 4 guys. Yeah, I don't see. I'm missing 1 person. Uh oh, Marcos. Uh oh. Alright, we have to get these seers down as fast as possible and avoid all of the eyes that they're shooting out. Hopefully. No. Healer went down, and then we all started going down. Demon Hunter isn't even here, actually. Demon Hunter is AFK. So, I mean, without the Demon Hunter, it's going to be difficult. All my gear is breaking as well. There's been a lot of deaths in this dungeon. This might be our rip key for the day. This might be our rip key. Demon Hunter sitting in the hallway. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, I think a heroic class healer would be fun, actually. I used to really like the undead Death Knight when they had like Lichborn, and since they were undead, they can death coil themselves, and they had a lot of interesting little tricks. And I think they could have done something with that. I think a Death Knight could have helped, the rest of their friends become undead and then heal them and bring them back. And I think there was some play that they could have done there with that. I think the Demon Hunter's back. Yeah, he's running around. All right. So let's get another CC here on this Chaos Bringer, and then we can get a pull going. Alright, so this time we got a little bit more CC than last time. So hopefully this is it. If not, after this, my gear is going to completely break, and I'm going to have to run out. Oh, that's going to be a really big wipe again. That's 3 people dead. Gear is broken. I gotta run out, and there it is. People started rage quitting. So unfortunately, this is our rip key. This is our rip key for the day. Like most meetings, a total waste of time. That's what happens with a lot of meetings. You've been wanting a heroic class healer for days? Yeah. Alright, let's see what our repair bill is. A cool little 300. No big deal. No big deal. Alright, so let's hop over into one more group and then we can do some Tomb of Sargeras. So one more Mythic Plus group. Let's see how bad a Maw is. This group just needs one DPSer, so it'll be easy, nice and quick to form. Alright, so let's run on over to Maw. Let's see how easier it is. Let's see how easy it is compared to other dungeons we've done. That was our rip key for the day. No more rip keys. This next one, not a rip key. If Demon Hunters could have had a caster spec, I agree too. I think Demon Hunters need a third spec. I really do. And if they ever add it, I hope it's not like Rogues where it's just 3 melee specs. I hope they do something a little different. Try to vary it up a little bit, like a caster or a healer. I think that would be really cool. Why are they hating on healers? Healers were also the last class to get a legendary for them. Granted, you could get a healer that got a Tish, but the actual main healer legendary was the one from Old War. So healers I think are normally at the bottom of the list for Blizzard for some odd reason. Not sure why. Maybe less people play healers than any other class. You did smell it? You smelled the rip key? There's a certain aroma to it, isn't there? Now we can do TOS. I'll do it right after this. I'll get this Maw done, and then we'll jump over to Heroic TOS. Hopefully we can find some Heroic TOS. If not, we'll jump over to normal TOS as well. Trace, it's true, there's some meetings that really are like that. Are you doing the thing that I told you to do? It's Maw 13? I think so. I don't know if it was Maw plus 13, but it is definitely a Maw. Alright, let's run in. A Shaman tank class? Well, you never know. I was gonna say that dream is dead, but you never know, because melee hunters were that dream back in Vanilla and in Burning Crusade with like Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike, and they gave us melee hunters. So maybe Shaman tanks will be a thing one day. How many coins do you need for that? No, Sebastian, none for that yet. A mage tank? You know, Katie, I've always wanted to play a battle mage, and I've never played an MMO where that was possible. Like, I know a lot of people played Ragnarok online, and there was a lot of battle mages there. I've always wanted a battle mage, and I think World of Warcraft could do it. I think World of Warcraft could do a melee mage. Vault of the Wardens, you missed it. You missed it, Floppin'. We did a plus 13 vault. Why? Because mages have shields? A Spellbreaker mage would be hell. Yeah, absolutely. Like a melee or a brawler mage, like a mage that enchants their staff and smacks you over the head with it. Like that'd be really cool. I think we have enough specs for that to happen. Maybe arcane. Maybe they just use that arcane energy to increase their own, you know, damage. So this is a plus 13 Maw. A Death Knight healer. I mean, it's definitely a thing. There was even an interview I saw where they mentioned the fact that at one point they were looking at having mage healers. and I think that'd be really cool as well. That they were thinking about making arcane mages healers. That these mages had control over time, and so the way that they would heal you is they would make you kind of go back in time, like undo all the damage you took in the last 5 seconds as a hot or something like that. So that concept is really cool, and it would give mages another use and another spec. But you know, it's something that they never fully fleshed out and explored. But I think changing some of those classes that are pure DPS and giving them more viability beyond just bringing 1 of 3 DPS specs would be really cool to see. You know, I think WoW has been built on this idea of 1 tank, 1 healer, 3 DPSers for a very long time. But you have other MMOs that have done stuff like support classes really well. Like I know Guild Wars has had, you know, you run a few scenarios where you need a few different support classes that have a few, you know, very particular set of skills. So there's a few things that I think could be explored, but it might be a little too late for WoW. I think a lot of people are kind of set in their ways. It'd be cool though. It'd be cool to see someone with 3 DPS specs actually go down to 2 DPS specs and one spec that just has a ton of utility. Like what if for Kill Jaden, you could bring in 1 spec that could absorb all of the Armageddons. They just had that much damage reduction that they were good for absorbing that. They didn't have a lot of DPS throughput, but all you have to do is bring that 1 person and then we soak the Armageddons like that. Like that, I think little things like that would be cool. Although it might honestly be a little too late for WoW to be switching their classic formula at this point. You went a heroic pally and named it Bubbalo Wings, but now you love how it plays. I was a main heroic pally way back when. Way in Burning Crusade. That was my main class. Holy Paladin. People want to play Nagas? Yeah. So we'll wait for the healer to mana up, and then we'll run by it. Oh, actually, he said he's ready. All right. Healer only needs 40% mana. There we go. So it's a pro healer there. So for this Dark Slash, once you start getting to above a +10, you should start mitigating it. If you have the new legendary pants for Protection Warriors, you use it on this dungeon. You just use it for all of the charges of Spell Reflect that you get. But if not, Spell Reflect one of the Dark Slashes and then use a small cooldown for the other one. So if you Spell Reflect the Dark Slash, the damage does get completely reflected. So that's something that you should be doing. And since Dark Slash does hurt, especially once you get to +15 and above territory, you should be using a small cooldown for the other one. Remember to face these guys kind of away from the group for that whole barrel hit that you do. The only hard part here is when you have Necrotic. I hate Maw of Souls when it's a Necrotic week. And that's only because of kiting. And you can't kite on the inside of this ship. So that's the biggest reason why I hate doing Maw of Souls during Necrotic week. Just because of the lack of kiting. You won't invite a Resto Shaman to a Mythic Flush right now. So many Rip Bs. I think Resto Shamans have gotten, you know, pretty bad reviews, but they also have really bad talents for their artifact weapon. I don't think it's necessarily that every shaman out there is bad, but honestly, their talent points and like their concordance and stuff like that, it doesn't stack up to everyone else's. I think they just need. I think they need a little bit better talent points when it comes to stuff like that. Not their concordance ability, but the abilities around the concordance. I think if they just addressed those a little bit more and made them a little bit stronger, I think we'd be in a much better place for Resto Shaman. But you guys saw there, we got hit pretty damn hard, and we still managed to pick it back up. I'm not gonna pick this up with the Mariner and the dogs at the same time. That's just asking for a wipe. So I'll wait him to pad out, and then I'll pull the dogs. So I ever think that a Guardian Druid 913, can you do Keymaster? Absolutely. If you're with a good group that communicates, specifically something like this week, Marcos, you could do it. This week isn't too bad at all. If you run something like a Maw or an Eltharian's Lair, I don't see why you can't complete. Now, you might not be able to do the timer for quote unquote 3 chests, but you can do the timer. Like, just all you need to do is hit the timer on whatever level that you can. You don't need that quote unquote 3 chest. You can do what used to be a 1 chest and still get KSM, and this week is a really good week for that. So if you're gonna try it and try to push it, this week is probably one of the weeks I would suggest doing it. You want to play a Murloc? I just saw that. So for this Grime Walker, try to keep all the grime away from where you guys are going to be running through. So be aware that you guys do need to go into that hallway over to my left. So there's no need for all of that to be dropped on that threshold. I see a lot of tanks drop it right where that door is, and then the rest of the group can't even. Oh no, somebody pulled. I just saw somebody say dogs, and I don't think it had been pulled yet, but I think it was close. Alright, so this is a really bad camera angle, but now that the rest of my group is inside, so I will drag this guy in here. There it is, he went down. I was hoping that Grime Lord would go down before too much grime was dropped in there. Am I the only one that misses the wand on spellcasters? No, Sebastian. I used to have a mage I played a lot at the time as well, and for some reason I really like the wand. Although I'll tell you what, on my Prot Warrior as well, something I would do for just a little bit of extra threat, it honestly didn't really make that big of a difference, but I liked doing it, was I used to like using my thrown weapon first for that extra small hit, and then using charge and starting my normal rotation. So it was just an excuse to really use a thrown weapon, but even that little thing, I don't know why, I really miss it too. A Spellbreaker Mage, yeah. Alright, so let's get this boss down. A 44 Priest, a 55 Shaman, or a Druid. The way I looked at it was I chose Druid because Druid can be everything. Druid can be melee, can be ranged, can be healers, and can be tanks. Although I'm not a fan of playing a Druid tank or a Druid kitty. I can heal and boomkin DPS on a Druid, but I'm not a fan of the other ones, the other specs. But it's still a possibility, still something I can do. Although I do like Priest as well. I played a Shadow Priest a lot during Cataclysm, and I played a Disc Priest a lot for just PvP. All I would do was straight up PvP on my Disc Priest. Alright, so hopefully we get this down a little bit faster than what it seems like it's going down right now. Yeah, so he went down just because those ads stayed up. They do a ton of damage to that person as they walk away. So we should be okay though. We have more than enough time and one boss left. You're not the only one that thinks our shamans are underpowered? Yeah. What key is this? This is a Maw plus 13, by the way. And thank you, Brittany, for answering that. I'm trying to catch up with chat too, but this dungeon is just going really fast. Pally tank so good. Actually, so Epic, what I've heard is that Pally tanks are actually the weakest tank for Kill Jaden right now. So specifically for that fight, and everything else, I know heroic Pallies, holy prop paladins have been really good, but for Kill Jaden, they seem to be the weakest tanking class right now. Which really sucks, because I think it's unfair to have a class that's going to be weak against the main mechanic of Kill Jaden. I did see kind of like an infographic the other day on what prop paladins have to do in order to survive Felclaws, and it's crazy. It's crazy what paladins really have to do to guarantee survival. Oh no, that shaman just needs to go down. We just need to wipe it out. Start over. Okay, I guess we're not. It'd be easier if we had just wiped it out. Yeah. Alright, so we'll pull these guys back or wait for the Mariner to completely pad around. But if we get both again, won't be good. So I'll wait for that Mariner to pad around, and then we'll get this pull going. This is the part where many screw up, yeah. Alright, let's run in there, get this pack done. Right after the Quaking lands. We have one person we're waiting for, and then we'll be good. Yeah, that was also my mistake on not seeing where the Mariner was. Your prop pally has to sit Kill Jaden out. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, prop pallies have been so good for all the other bosses, and it just sucks that for the main boss in Tomb, it just seems like they can't do it. And it has nothing to do with the skill level of the individual pally. It's just the class. Alright, so perfect. We killed the last group. Now we get the Night Watch Mariner, and this will go down pretty easily. Yeah, Max, I'm gonna see if I can pull up. Let me open up Discord. That information that I found about how prop paladins can survive Kill Jaden stealth flaws. I'm not sure of like the names of abilities, so I can't even tell you like, yeah, use this one or that one. But let me pull up that little infographic I saw. Let's let our healer max a little bit, and then we'll be good to go. Rip key? No, not yet. I don't want this to be a rip key. We already had one. You only get one, Epic. You only get one. Everybody gets one. Skills. You need the skills for prop pallies. And people need to interrupt the mob. Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of PUG groups lack is good interrupts. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this group over to my right. You do need a little bit extra percentage on this dungeon, so that's something that you can get done here on this part of the boat, or you can get it done before on the other part of the boat. But since a lot of people happen to run into groups here with the fear, it's sometimes it's easier to do it this way. Fancy Dancy, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. We're doing a plus 13 Maw of Souls right now. And right after this Mythic Plus, we are going to jump into Tomb of Sargeras. If there's a specific boss you'd like to see in Tomb, let me know. Might make a monk, but not sure of the class. Monks seem like pretty fun too. A DPS, a tank, and a healer. And Brewmaster does look like a lot of fun. Not gonna lie. I tried it while leveling once, and I used it for a few like heroics right after I had leveled, but in Maw, and it was fun. It was fun. Can we just get a goblin palady or a monk man? Oh no. You have to be a goblin, really? Alright, so we are going to pull this last group because we only get 7% here, so we need a little bit more percentage. We need about 5. So I don't know if this will give us all of the percentage that we need. I think we might need to do one extra pull. You don't have the corner tank, and it works pretty well. Yeah, I think corner tanking is a thing of the past, right? What Legos do you suggest, Max? Alright, let's see. Is that enough? That is enough. So we're good to go. That's enough enemy forces. Is our healer okay? Our healer's fine. you get a lot of prot warriors that aren't using Neltharian's Fury on Kill Jaden. It's such a big difference. Like if you don't use Neltharian's Fury on Felclaws, it hurts like hell. Felclaws it's gonna get so close to killing you, but by using Neltharian's Fury, it's easy. It's easy to do. But without that, yeah, Felclaws. When I first walked in there, not knowing really what happens, like I understood, like Felclaws are gonna happen, they're gonna hit me, without really knowing what kind of damage it was or that it was blockable or anything. Those Felclaws were hurting like hell. The second I looked at my logs and found out that they were blockable and found out that they were all physical damage and the debuff is physical damage, just quickly use Neltharian's Fury. Alright, so let's get Helia down. For some reason, the DPS warrior wanted to be ahead of me and in the fight before me. Doesn't even want to charge in, just wants to be in there from the get-go. Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to the other side. And yeah, Neltharian's Fury and a nice big Ignore Pain is going to minimize the amount of damage you take from it, absolutely. Destructor Tentacle again. Let's pick that up. And we want to be on this side. Hopefully this guy doesn't get hit. Oh, he did. But he didn't go down. That's the important part. He's still here. Yeah, I'm going to be doing TOS right after this, Pac-Man. So as soon as this Maw goes down, TOS right after this. What bad habits do you pick your nose while you're tanking, Max? Is that what you do? Alright, so let's get Helia down. Let's not mess up on the corrupted below. And hopefully this isn't a rip key. Hopefully we only have that one rip key today. I would fall into that hole. Don't move and jump, kids. Don't move and jump. Jeez, don't do what I do. Just don't do what I do. Alright, we're gonna have another corrupted below, which is on the other side of the boat. Our healer did go down, but he onked himself, so we're good. We're good. Here's another corrupted below. It's going to hit over on the left-hand side. That's one person down, but we're good. Plus 13. Done. Let's run over to Tomb of Sargeras. Has anyone won Cathedral or Kara since the nerfs? I haven't. I ran a Kara right before the nerfs got implemented. Those are really nice bracers. These are really nice bracers, actually. It's too bad that the legendary bracers are so damn good that it just doesn't matter what you get for that run. Alright, so let's hearth out, jump into a tomb. Alright. Does he need this? No, okay. So somebody asking for gear, but it was some other gear. Alright, so we'll jump into a Tomb of Sargeras group. Is there any boss you guys want to see in particular? Or you guys fine if I just jump into a fresh group? Heroic Tomb, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see if there's any heroic tomb pugs that need a tank. Heroic Avatar. This is really hard for pugs to push right now, so that'll be a lot of wipes. So let's see if we can find something else that we can actually get some stuff down right now. Especially because Goroth drops my trinket, so I would really want to do heroic Goroth. Is a +2? Oh no. Yeah, I would really prefer doing heroic Goroth right now for that trinket. She can solo kill Jaden. If she could, then I hope she would carry all of us. We would just go in there as a 40-man with her being able to solo him. That'd be nice. There's a heroic maiden. Fresh run. Here we go. Fresh run, and the group is almost full. So we're joining this 9-10 fresh run, some guildies. So So Max, if you see that Reddit thread, if you look at the top comment, that's what people are saying is the best way for prop paladins to survive Fell Claws. So you really need to have a Gul'dan trinket or a reliquary, and it's so weird. That to me looks like you're underpowered. That to me looks like you need a lot of random tricks, and the fact that you have self heals, you have to abuse that in order to survive a mechanic that any other tank can survive. So it sucks. It sucks that prop paladins have to do that. Actually, I'll give a link straight to that. So if you guys see that image, that's what's recommended for prop paladins to survive Fell Claws. Kill Jaden hurts, but it's a really fun fight. I agree. I'm not a fan of the intermission phases where he just goes up and flies in the air and doesn't do much. But besides that, in terms of the fight itself, it's a cool fight. Just like dust falling on her shoulder, Katie just brushes it off. I think the highest I've seen any tank go on claws is about 12 to 15 stacks, and that's like healers are just throwing, you know, different damage reduction things on them. Like it's insane. Let's see, is this on the right? Yeah, it's on heroic. So it's just everyone is really just using all these sorts of damage reduction cooldowns on them. So I've seen that happen a lot. I've seen it happen where they go a little bit above 10. About 12 to 15 is the limit I've seen. But at 12 to 15, they're getting all of the cooldowns used on them. You've gone higher than 15 stacks? I'm sorry, Katie. I know. So I went to an LFR once as my boomkin, and one of the tanks didn't know he had to taunt off with stacks. So the tank that was main tanking Harjatan, not Kill Jaden, but Harjatan, took 50 something stacks of the debuff from Harjatan before they went down. Since it's physical damage, it lends itself to be able to really be mitigated by a lot of tanks. So the tank was able to take a lot of the damage, but it's insane that somebody got up to 50 some odd stacks. Fell claws are more like fell scratches. Fell claws hurt. And the first time I walked in normal mode, I was like, this hurts. Like I can't. I don't know. I know I'm not geared enough at that moment. Like the moment I walked into Tomb, it was like I'm not geared enough to do this on heroic yet. You've gone to 100 stacks of Harjatan. Wow, that's intense. That's 100 stacks. What were you experimenting? How much damage 100 stacks of Harjatan does? That's probably like what, a good like 3 mil a second, 2 or 3 mil a second, unless maybe if you have meta up or something. That's insane. So hopefully we get lucky with the Goroth trinket today. I really hope so. It'll be a nice bump up. It's a 15 item level bump up, I believe. It would be, yeah, 15 item level bump up. The one I have currently has a little bit of leech, but I'd much rather get the bump up on armor and lose leech. So hopefully we get there. This other tank has a lot of HP. Is he running Indomitable? Let's see. He is running Indomitable. Okay. I was wondering why he's almost sitting at almost 8 mil. To keep all that mitigated. Yeah, that sounds insane to get up to 100 stacks. I mean, also, if you have a lot of DPSers on LFR, you should be able to one-tank Harjatan with enough DPS to just nuke him down. Noob Domitable. Oh man. It's not bad at all. If you need the HP, like the first time I walked into Kill Jaden, I walked in using Vengeance. But after the Fell Claws, I was like, maybe Indomitable is gonna be worth it. And Indomitable made my first Kill Jaden kill just a little bit smoother. The healers freaked out less. So that was good. There was less cooldowns used on me. Face first, shield second. Alright, so we're waiting on, I want to say, 1 or 2 more people to run in, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so with Heroic Goroth, the only thing that really changes is where the flames come out and kind of cover the ground in one quarter of the room. So the job doesn't fall on me too much to spread out, but ranged and healers should spread out a little bit more to spread out the pillars. Alright, I was going to drag him over a little bit to sit him in between 2 of these other places. I like getting him away. Oh god, I like getting him away from this fell area just because I don't want all of this other green stuff happening here when I'm trying to look out for the fireballs that kind of come out. So hopefully I get a taunt off right here. There it is. There's a taunt off. And there's a debuff. And you guys can see the weak auras here. I have an energy one, a debuff tracker, one for the debuff before it actually pops, and one for the debuff when the broken armor is up. Also, we have the flames happening from this corner, so we need to be careful. I don't want to hide in anything that's in that corner because it might go down. So now that this corner is clearing up, I can go ahead and tank Goroth in this corner, knowing that it will for sure not be used. I did take a meteor, so somebody with a comet was right there. So when you do have that comet, don't go hug anyone. Put the debuff on them. Although tank damage for this fight is relatively low, so not too much to worry about. If you want to use Spell Reflection or Anti-Magic Shell at any moment, you can use it as soon as you get the tanking debuff, because it does have a small explosion when it wears off, but besides that, nothing too major. So here it is, we're going to have another Infernal burning right now with that 100 energy. So I'm going to move him back into this position since we just had fire from this area. The fire is back there. It's probably starting to bubble up somewhere else, hopefully not right behind me. But you only really need to move him between 2 areas. Sometimes you get really unlucky, and as the fight goes on, he enrages a little bit more and more, and you get the 2 areas that you're kind of tanking in, both bubble up at the same time, so you need to move him a little bit more. But that doesn't always happen. It's kind of rare when that happens. So as long as you keep him moving between two different areas, you should be okay. This fight is relatively easy, not a ton of damage. So I do see the bubbling from back there, none from where I'm at. Here it is, Infernal Burning. Right after this Infernal Burning, he's going to hand out a debuff to the other tank. So I'll wait for that. There it is. I'll go ahead and taunt off. And so since we just had the bubbling back there and it's kind of going down, here's the bubbling that's happening next. Off in that corner so I can stay exactly where I am for right now. They nerfed Dragon Ball Z Vengeance. Yeah, they nerfed the Spirit Bomb. They originally nerfed it by like 30%, and then this last round of changes they nerfed it by another 10%, right? So it's been nerfed to the ground. Alright, I don't know where the next bubbling up is going to be. There it is, from right where the current tank is. So right after the Infernal Burning, I should be able to move into that area. But you don't want to try to hide behind this pillar that was here because of that, because it will get destroyed. So here it is. Hopefully we get our no trinket. That's sweet, sweet AP. Sweet, sweet AP. We got 2 APs, people. There's a joke of never letting you use Infernal Strike during boss fights. Dennis, I don't think you could. So let's take a look. In heroic mode, the Infernal Burning does 6.1 million fire damage, and then a dot that your spell reflect won't be able to mitigate this much. Your spell reflect lasts, I think, 4 seconds. So let's say you spell reflect this, you're gonna take 3 million fire damage, and then 2.4 million every 2 seconds. So you're gonna get 5 ticks of this. So you're going to take 10 million as a tick. So even though you reduce this to 3 million, you'll take 3 million here, which is going to be about half your HP, and then 10 million as the dot. Now some of the dot will be reduced. So let's say the dot you'll actually take 6 million. So you're going to be taking a total of 9 million damage over the course of 10 seconds. So no, unfortunately for us prot warriors, that's not an option. If we had some sort of immunity, then sure, we could do it. But just how things are with Spell Reflect being our magic mitigator, that's not an option we can take. So maybe in LFR you can survive it while using Spell Reflect, but I don't think heroic is going to be the same way. That's a lot of damage that you're going to be taking. If you do survive, you're going to be adding so much stress to the healers, it's just not worth it. Rip coin, yeah, that was a rip coin for sure. This trinket is going to be impossible for me to get. Is another disruptor up so you don't burn coins? I don't think so. I think I went to Broken Shore this morning. Not 100%. Alright, so I want to try it because not. So let's see if I have good communication with the other tank. I'm going to whisper him right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start off inside the tomb, and the other tank should whisper me when he needs me to run out for Atrian. So hopefully it works out. Pestea Fuma, thank you for the sub. Thank you for subscribing and enjoying the content. Hopefully you stick around. We live stream every Wednesday, starting at about 3 hours ago. So thank you for that. Thank you for the sub. I hope you enjoy the content. People keep pumping up the Mage Tower. I think a lot of people want to go back into Mage Tower now. They have Tomb gear. He's gonna reply in Spanish. The other tank. Guitar School returns. I'll skip it. I didn't know that Magtheridon was a Latin America server. Alright, so everybody's here for the ready check. Actually, no. One person's still missing for the ready check, and it's our... There it is. It was our Warlock. We're good now. We're all here. So I'm going to be going into the gel first. So I want to generate a little bit of rage, but I don't want to fight the other tank for threat. Now that he's going to take that side sweep, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I can't jump in. Alright, so I can't jump in now. So I'll go ahead and jump in. Help anyone out for the first few seconds. And the other tank will be whispering me as soon as he needs any help. So I'll keep my stuff clear. There it is. I'm ready to jump out whenever he needs me to. And in here, they shouldn't need an active tank. Sometimes people do want an active tank, but it shouldn't be necessary. Belek right now is casting Fell Squall, so I can't go out there anyway and hit him. Although he's not tankable, but you want to avoid hitting him. So after this side sweep is probably when he's going to want me out, so I'll run out right now and try to catch it early. And we're about to have Bonesaw. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and taunt him this way. No need to actually use a thrown weapon or anything, because hitting him with Bonesaw is just going to make your torment go up that much more. So I don't want that to happen. I'm just going to use regular taunt. Something else that you guys see here is he will cast a side sweep right now, and an easy way to avoid a lot of that damage. Cast Neltharian's Fury. It's going to be interrupted because it is a channel, but it's worth it for the damage reduction that it does give you. The big difference between normal and heroic mode for this fight is these purple things you see on the ground and this cast right here. Calcified Quills. He targets one person and throws all of those quills across the raid. You want to run away. When you get targeted by that, you want to make sure that you're nowhere near anyone else in the group. Alright, so he is going to cast the Bonesaw again. I'm going to drag him over. He's at 95, 96, 97, 98. So there it is. As soon as he gets out of that, he will go into Bonesaw. So I want to go ahead and already run away. Make sure I'm way over here. The other tank did taunt off, but he did take a few ticks of Bonesaw. So I will have to run out a little bit faster. But since he's out there, I'll go ahead and run in here. And just start mitigating some of this damage. I don't see anyone else in here. There was one Demon Hunter when I got in here, but relatively clear. So I might run out soon. There it is. More people are jumping in. I picked up my orbs when nobody else was here, so now that other people are here, it should be more than fine. Again, just creating a bunch of orbs. I'm not taking too much damage still on 6 stacks. After the side sweep, I'm going to assume that side sweep is probably going to put him over. And here is a Calcified Quills that's going to hit. And so now I'm ready for the taunt. Since we're not on Discord or on any kind of voice chat together, I will just kind of wait around. Here's the Bonesaw. He did take a few ticks of that, so I'm going to taunt off and have him run away. So there it is. I saw him teleport in. So because of the Bonesaw, because I saw him take a few hits, I'm going to assume he was over 70. So there's the Calcified Quills cast again. It's going to go through a lot of the people, but he did manage to kind of get it out, which is good. That's what you want to do. Drag it out. Neltharian's Fury, the side sweep, it actually missed me. I find that funny about side sweeps, that it can miss. I wouldn't imagine like a big frontal AoE have the potential of missing. So I'm going to keep Atrian here because all of the melee kind of switched over to him. Once he gets a little bit higher, I am going to drag him over, even though melee is on him for the bone saw. So I'm going to start dragging him over right now. Here's the side sweep. I want to make sure I have shield block up for this one. Keep dragging him over, keep dragging him over, and he's at 98. And after that calcified cools, he's going to throw out a bone saw. So I'm just going to go ahead, run over here, make sure that he's being kited along the edge of the room. So I'll get the other tank to pick up threat right now. I whispered him. There it is. He picked up threat. Right after that bone saw, I'll go ahead and clear my stacks. So this is going really well, especially for not being in communication with each other. We have a healer in here, so I'm gonna let the healer pick up the orbs before I do. So I'm just gonna go ahead, let the orbs be there. Hopefully the healer jumps out and clears his stacks soon, because it's more important to have the healer out there than it is to have me out there right now. So the healer is out of here, so I will clear my last, like, one torment I think that I probably have, because I can't jump out right now. Alright, so I'll jump out right now. There's the bone saw. I'll go ahead and taunt off so that the other tank knows that I'm here. He can jump in. So there's the bone saw being kited. The other tank just ran in. And we're good to go. This is going to be a kill. Here's the side sweep. Use an Atrian's Fury. Crit block that. And perfect. The Fell Squall is going to happen very, very shortly. He's at 99 and 100 energy. There's a Fell Squall. It's about to happen right now. Everybody switches over and we're good to go. This is a kill. I don't think I need anything from these guys. Actually, that helmet would be nice. And I already have... Oh, I have a worse version of this. So I'm going to save my coins for that trinket. The trinket would be a much better thing than a helmet with crit. No AP for flip coins. So we're going over to Harjatan. Galax, welcome to the live stream, man. The math is wrong here on the bot. Is Brittany messing with the bot? Why does the giant AoE from Atrian miss? I don't know why the Fell Scythe misses sometimes. I mean, I'm glad it does. It's less damage done to me. But the Fell Scythe every now and then just completely misses. I don't think it's intended. I really don't. I don't think it's supposed to ever miss. It's a big frontal AoE cone. I've never seen any of those be or have chances at missing. Those normally always land because they target an AoE. They target a ground, like the environment. They don't target the specific tank. So maybe that's the error. Maybe it just targets the tank, and if it doesn't land on the tank, it doesn't land on anyone else. Alright, so this is a world boss that I have not done. So I'll just... Alright, so apparently it's just a lot of barfing. What's this earthquake? Alright, so we'll go ahead and just face him away. You get that barf everywhere else. He does have ads. Can't pick up everything, so they'll bounce around a little bit. Watery Grave, switch targets, and there's the bubbles. He gets 3 gears, 935 item level. Jeez. That must be nice. It must be nice to be able to get all the gear all the time. Alright, so the other tank did taunt it. That's fine. He can take it for the next few barfs. Go ahead and get rid of this bubble. Seems like they're dying in that bubble, so let's go ahead and get rid of it and then keep DPSing the world boss. It feels like I'm talking to myself when I'm doing the boss fights. Yeah, when I'm doing the boss fights, it's definitely me talking to myself because it's hard to read chat in the middle of the boss fight as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep clearing the trash while Pac-Man keeps fighting the bot. Pac-Man is fighting Skynet right now. They'll never take me alive. Alright, we're gonna need a few reses after those zaps. Those zaps always get at least one person. Oh, that tank took a lot of debuffs, a lot of bleeds. You got a chest that makes your chains of ice do damage. Oh, jeez. If legendaries worked in PvP, guaranteed best in slot. Just keep snaring and annoying. Alright, we're waiting on one other person. I do like to tank Harjatan right up here because the ads do appear from this direction and from the other edge of the room, so depending on where you are, but since the ads do appear here, I do like tanking Harjatan right around here. Hopefully the puddles get dropped everywhere else so that I don't have to keep moving Harjatan. Alright, here we go. So the differences between Harjatan are nothing. Nothing. There is no differences. Everything just hits a little bit harder, and that's about it. So you still have to taunt at between 4 to 6 stacks, and that's about it. Pick up the ads whenever you can, and the wave menders can be tanked. The gladiators cannot, so you have to kite them. Drop the puddles on the edges of the room or behind the boss. You don't want to drop them where everyone else is going to be standing. And once he does his draw in, make sure that you kite or that you bait those debuffs by actually walking away and to the edges of the room. Besides that, make sure you stack up on the tanks, and that's really it. Nothing else. Alright, so there's a draw-in. Let's back up a little bit so that those puddles don't actually go ahead and hit us. You want as least amount of stacks as you can get. As a tank, you're going to get a few of them regardless because of the wave menders. Since you do pick them up as they run through the group, they do actually provide that debuff when they cleave. So there's 4 stacks of the debuff on the other tank. I'm going to go ahead and taunt off. Right after this unchecked, I will actually move the boss, but I don't want to move it right now. I saw that Pac-Man won 800 coins. Pac-Man's getting aggressive with his betting. I think we're gonna need to check Pac-Man into a rehab center very soon. He's he's constantly always betting. He's searching for that high every time. He's like, remember that time I bet 30 coins? I need it. I need it again. Pac-Man's gonna need rehab. Pac-Man, don't bet away all your coins. Don't bet away all your coins. I'm telling you right now, just don't. You just need a log of all the bets. The bot keeps an active log of who has what coins and who's making what bets, and like the rate at which people earn earn coins from watching. That's all kept together from the bot. So right now I could check up to see who's number 1 on coins, and it's probably gonna be Pac-Man at this point for winning 800 coins. All right, so I'm gonna move him the hell out of here. I don't want to be back here. It's a really tight little space that everybody kind of got cornered into. So I'll move Harjatan out here, face him this way. Hopefully people stack on me, just so that these pools, when they get drawn in, they're not going to pass through me. They're not going to hit me. So since none of that's going to hit me, this is probably the best way I can face him. There's a different coin rate for mods. They have a slightly increased coin rate. It's nothing game breaking, but they do have a slightly increased coin rate. So my debuff just fell off. I'm gonna go ahead and taunt off. So there's the draw-in, and you see that the draw-in went in from the side. It didn't pass through anyone. We didn't have to do too much dodging. But now that he does have the draw-in stacks, he has 10 of them. You see here in the weak auras, he has 8 still. So this isn't going to be pretty. Everybody's still stacking up, so we're going to get a lot of these puddles kind of on the group. So I'll go ahead and keep moving. People have to keep up, and we should get our first unchecked rage right around here. So there it is, the energy dropped down again. We should be alright for the time being. How often do I run pugs, Master? Master, I run pugs as much as I can. Running pugs on live stream, it's every Wednesday. I start at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, which if you're in a different time zone is 3 hours ago. So the stream has been going on for about 3 hours. But every Wednesday, starting at about 3 hours ago, I run pugs. I do Mythic pluses, I do raids. Whatever the current content is, anytime I do a Mythic plus, I make sure it's at least a +10 minimum so that we can see all 3 affixes. And when I run Tomb, I try to run heroic mode so that we can see those heroic mode fights. I know a lot of people are still progressing through heroic mode. I don't think I need anything. No, I don't need anything from this boss. This ring would be nice, but it's not worth using one of my coins. So yeah, I pug as much as I can. I have recently been running with a guild on my alt, on my druid, and we run 2 days a week. Normally Tuesday, Thursday, but like this week it's Wednesday, Thursday. So I run with a guild sometimes, but not on my tank. My tank is pure pugs. So we're gonna head over to Mistress right now, and that might be a pug killer since it requires coordination of the Hydra shots. So we'll see. We'll find out. Alright, so once the group gets here, we'll go ahead and pull trash. So let me take a look at the bot. Let's see who has what coins. Pac-Man is officially top coins. So Max is right below Pac-Man by 7. So Pac-Man currently, unless he bet something right now, he has 808 coins, and Max is right below him at 801 coins. So Max is winning. But I mean Pac-Man's winning by a little bit. What's up, Crusher? Welcome. Crusher, I'm glad to see you in the live stream. I know you recently had a few comments for me, and I remember your name. I remember seeing your name. Alright, so a lot of people are here. Let's go ahead and slowly pull this trash. Normally this trash gets out of hand because of the debuff it hands out, and people run past the group like that, and then they start pulling. Oh no, somebody pulled trash behind us. Alright, so yeah, normally this pull gets out of hand because of that. Oh no, nobody. The Deep Stalkers have the heroic ability where they blink. That's what happens. So that's something that happens in heroic Mistress as well. Well, actually, Pac-Man, also Max has more time viewed than you do. You're beating him on bets alone. Max has over 300 more minutes watched than you do. So you're above him because of bets. Watch time is not the same. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up all this trash. This trash always seems to just show up together. I think people really just like to cleave all this trash down. This trash isn't too bad. The trash before Desolate Host is the one that really is terrible. That's like botanist trash again. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and run out of this AoE. No reason for us to get stunned. Although the other tank is actively tanking, it's, you never want to get stunned as a tank, so just run out. So there it is. It's a lot less detrimental to take that pulsing AoE than a full stun as a tank. Fairly new to the stream, Epic. It's all good. Also, if you guys follow me on Twitter this week, what I will do for next week's live stream is I'm gonna put up a poll to see what you guys want to do as an end of the stream, kind of like a bet with coins. So if you guys don't waste all your coins right now, next week we'll do the first giveaway. So if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, I'm going to be announcing it on Twitter, and also look for it in the description of the videos starting at about maybe Thursday. Today I'll think about all the choices I have. So start looking in the description of the videos for that straw poll, and if you follow me on Twitter, you guys will see it there too. So next live stream, next Wednesday, we'll have a giveaway. I should make you the dealer so you can't bet. House has you just want house advantage, Pac-Man. That's it. I know you. You want that house advantage, that extra 5% chance to win. Alright, so we reset Mistress so that our hero cooldown could be down, and now we're good to go. A bet will be a Pac-Man downfall. I think so too. I think Pac-Man's gonna fall to a bet. Alright, so I don't know why we got a second pull in, but I'm gonna go ahead and hang out right here, just in case they start ninja pulling again. Everybody seems a little bit too close, so we'll just go ahead and hang out right here. Drinking a mojitos and enjoying ocean in the sun. Be careful, don't get that lime juice all over you, Pac-Man. Alright, so everyone's ready. We should be good to go for a pull. Let's see how this goes down. The biggest change between normal and heroic is that in heroic mode, you have 3 Hydra shots that go out at the exact same time, so you need to split your group up in order to mitigate those. So you don't want to be in that Thundering Shock unless you have the debuff, the Consuming Hunger debuff. And if you do have that debuff, then go ahead and just stand in there. If you get stunned by the jellies, that debuff falls off. And in heroic mode, that debuff lasts 2 minutes. So you definitely want to do that and actually split and actually get rid of that damage. So you guys did see that the Hydra Shot does get 3 different cast times in heroic. So you want to split your group up. The biggest mechanic to deal with in heroic is that Hydra Shot. Also, for the debuff, the tanking debuff, you can actually taunt while it's being cast and just pick up the boss like that. So I suggest casting that at the exact same moment. I suggest taunting while it's being cast. So here it is. We're going to have another Hydra Shot. So 3 different Hydra Shots you guys see here, all 3 of them. We need to be able to split them up evenly or people will go down. So there's a Burden of Pain. Here we have another Slicing Tornado, and we are going to need to find out where to hide. So here it is. These puddles, the puddles last less time as well, so it's more pressure to kill them on time. So that's really the big changes for heroic. I think you need to feed the Maw a little bit more, but it's mostly dealing with the Hydra Shot. Once you find out how to deal with the Hydra Shot, then you should be okay. So there's the Hydra Shot again. What you want to do is walk out of the group when you do have it, because staying really close to the group isn't going to let enough people see it. But enough people see the beam, they will automatically go stand in front of it. So now we're transitioning over to phase 2. We're not going to have Slicing Tornadoes at the moment, but you keep having Hydra Shots. This whole encounter, there's just Hydra Shots being handed out. So you do need to be careful with that. We have 1 person down. Here's a Burden of Pain. We taunt off. And then we're going to start having all of the other things happening. So the Burden of Pain is on me, even though it was originally cast on the other tank. So we're going to start having all of the other things happening where we need to feed. We're going to need to avoid the middle. You guys saw that middle part that we needed to avoid right now. And here's the Hydra Shot. While everything is happening, there is still a Hydra Shot that you need to soak. Also, if you are melee, something important to note about the Hydra Shot is if you stand too close to the boss, then you might take 2 stacks of the Hydra Shot immediately. The Hydra Shot does have a big hitbox, so if you're in melee, you might want to walk out a little bit, separate yourself from the boss before taking the Hydra Shot, or if you take 2 stacks, that's a stun. So here's another Hydra Shot. I don't think there's going to be enough people soaking it. I think I saw 1 other person go down in that. So it's all about managing your Hydra Shot during this phase. So here's another Hydra Shot again being handed out. I'm going to go ahead and stand over here. I see less people over here. So as long as you have about 3 people per Hydra Shot, you should be okay. So we will have the Devouring Maw right now. And actually when that's being handed out, if you don't know where it's going to come out from, then you just want to avoid being near any of the walls. And you did see me feed there. I've seen that a few of the other ones have lasted a little bit too long. So I decided to actually go in there. Alright. And this fight just gets more and more hectic as time goes on. But you have the same exact mechanics. You have adds, you have Hydra Shots, you have feeding, and you have to avoid the middle. And then Slicing Tornadoes make a comeback during phase 3. So make sure that you know exactly what's going on. Here's a Crashing Wave again. You do want to run away with that. Run away from the middle. And here's a Devouring Maw. Since I'm not the active tank, actually I'm about to become the active tank, I'm going to go ahead and run in there. Not anymore. I don't want to move it for the Hydra Shot. So handle the adds. What I've seen in some groups that actually do go down and fail, is they don't handle the adds as quickly as they should. Tanks end up taking too much damage and end up going down. So managing the ads as well is very important. So as soon as you see them, take them down. They do have priority. And I do have the tanking debuff. There's a taunt off. Alright, I was a little worried that I was going to take a few hits, but it didn't happen. Those tornadoes don't disappear on heroic or mythic. Are you talking about the pools on the ground? They don't disappear in normal, heroic, or mythic. These pools on the ground, the only way they disappear is if you feed them to the maw. And that's it. That's the only way they disappear. There is no other way to get rid of them. If you pick them up for a short while, and then you drop them back when the debuff falls off of you. So this is probably a wipe. We don't have enough healers. We don't have enough DPSers up. I think most of our healers are actually dead. So I don't think we can push through this in Phase 3. Phase 3 has a lot more damage than other phases because of all of the ads, slicing tornadoes, and all of these things on the ground. You eventually end up running into them. There's nothing you can do about that. You will end up picking some up. It's just a matter of living through it. So there's the Hydra shot. Here we have more slicing tornadoes. We do want to hang out near this. There it is. That's how we're going to get rid of those tornadoes. And I think a few people got hit by that. So yeah, we no longer have enough people to get this down. At this point, it's what, 6 of us up? 7 of us up. So that's a wipe. Clean up. I saw 4 people die early on to stuff like Hydra shots. So as long as we clean that up, we should be alright. Trace, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you here next week. Am I gonna go back to Twitch anytime soon? Yeah, Katie. It's been a little hectic for me, but I will go back to Twitch. One of these days, Pac-Man's gonna bet all his coins. I really do think so. Maiden and LFR is such a boring fight. Did they release a new wing? Is that what happened? They did release a new wing, so I haven't tried it on LFR. I'll have to give it a shot. Legendary chances. Want to increase them as much as we can. Alright, Floppin, thank you for stopping by. The finishing my paperwork excuse can't last forever. Floppin, yeah, oh, you weren't here in the beginning, but the weak auras are gonna drop on Friday. So Friday's video will be the weak auras. So Floppin, if you're looking for those weak auras, it'll drop soon. Maiden and Avatar out in LFR. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a shot. Especially on my druid to increase my bad luck protection at this point. Are we missing anything? We are 2-4-10. We should be okay. I think they're just explaining the fight a little bit more, and then we should be alright. Alright, we are ready to go. Let's get Mistress down. Get some gear. Mistress has our Leviathan's Hunger. It's a really nice haste trinket. The on use is okay. It's not the best in slot, honestly. Feverish Carapace is a lot better, but if we get a nice Titan Forge Leviathan's Hunger, I don't see why we wouldn't be using it. Alright, one person is AFK, so hopefully they come back. So we can get this pull going, get this boss down. Alright, so the last person is good to go. The last person is named Aunt Viv. So we have a fresh Prince of Bel-Air fan. So there's the tanking debuff. Go ahead and taunt off. Pick up the ads, DPS them down. We have a slicing tornado happening in 5 seconds. So there's not enough time to do anything else but DPS those ads. Split the Hydra shot. I see 2 of the ads, 3 of the ads went down now, so we're good to go. Hide behind the ink puddles and wait for the next Hydra shot at this point. Also remember, if you do get that consuming hunger debuff, you do want to shake that off by standing in the Thundering Shock. And since it's a 2-minute debuff on Heroic, the damage on it actually really adds up if you don't get rid of it. So make sure you get rid of it. So there's the other Hydra shot. I'll go ahead and stand right here. Split that, taunt off with a Burden of Pain. A few ticks of standing in the ink is better than actually taking an unmitigated Hydra. So even if you're slightly out of position, make sure your Hydras are good before anything else. So you can stand in a puddle, stand in something that hits you for a little bit as long as the Hydra gets soaked. Because if the Hydra doesn't get soaked correctly, that can lead to up to 2 deaths. So even if you have to take 1 or 2 ticks of something else, just make sure you have your Hydras handled first. So here we go, another Hydra shot. There's not enough people here. Alright, yeah, that person went down. Actually, no, it wasn't that person that went down. Who went down? Alright, so we're good. That was a really good split of all of the Hydra shots. And in case you're wondering about tanks and having the Burden of Pain and taking the Hydra shot does not apply anything to Burden of Pain debuff. So if you have the Burden of Pain debuff, you can still take the Hydra shot. I was a little worried about that at first too, since the initial hit of Hydra shot is physical. But after checking logs, you don't actually reflect that damage to anyone else. So as a tank, you don't have to worry about it. Do you need to be the one splitting up Hydra shot? No, especially since positioning is more important. But if you can do it, if you're in the right position to be able to kind of move around and take one of those Hydras, then you should. It's just going to help out your group. So here's another Hydra. And there's a Burden of Pain. Go ahead and get our taunt off. Handle the ads. Feed the boss. We're good now. We only have 1 death this time. We should be alright. So here's another Hydra shot. Go ahead and split that. If you are ever in a group that you see that there's only 1 other person standing in the Hydra shot, it's worth it. It's worth it for your group to pop a movement ability and run over there and make sure you're there to mitigate it, just because of how detrimental a Hydra can be. You lose 2 people in this fight and you will hit the enrage timer. So sometimes, depending on your group DPS, the enrage timer on this boss can be really tight, so be careful of that. Tempted to bet again, but you have self-restraint. So here's another Hydra shot. I'll go ahead and split this one up here. There's 3 people on the other one over here, so they should be okay. And there's the Burden of Pain. Go ahead and taunt off. And we're in phase 3 now, so we should have Slicing Tornadoes come back soon. So slicing tornadoes are up in 8 seconds. We need to kill these ads, at least one of them. So make sure you get those ads down. So there's a burden of pain on me. Let's split this Hydra shot. Not enough people on this one, so hopefully we get a few people. Alright. So now we did manage to kill those ads right on time. We got that ink on the ground, avoided those slices. Here's a crashing wave. And there's a burden of pain again, taunt off. One thing I've noticed is with Goroth, there's not enough time for the taunt offs to happen really nicely. When the taunt off needs to happen, the other tank is still going to have about half a second to 1 second of the debuff. So that's kind of weird. You have bosses like this where the tanking debuff clears a long time before. So you're good. You can kind of take your time taunting off, or take your time, and one tank can actually do all of the debuffs if they want to. But a fight like Goroth, it happens to stack, and I'm not sure if that's intended. Alright, so we're dealing with everything relatively well. As long as I keep dealing with the tanking debuffs, there's not much else that I could be doing besides these Hydra shots. There's a burden of pain I'm going to taunt off. Keep that to me. We have a minimal amount of deaths happening right now. Oh, I did get stunned. I ran way too close into melee, so you guys saw that. At the last second, I thought Hydra shot had already gone off. Ran in a little too close, and you get 2 stacks of the poison, and with 2 stacks of the poison, it's just a wipe at that point. Alright, so hide behind the ink. It's not... Oh, it was barely there. Hopefully it's enough. I don't think we have enough to kill it. We have a ton of ads. A ton of people started going down. And there it is. That was a really low wipe. A ton of people started going down to all these ads that happened to start coming up at the end, and it was just too much damage for us to handle. I hate traffic. Yeah, Max. I feel you. Rest in peace. Rip the internet. Well, hopefully we keep net neutrality, so at least internet DCs will be rare, as opposed to being you went over your limit of YouTube bandwidth. All right, almost dying to the falling boss. So we're very, very close to killing Heroic Mistress with this Pug. We'll give it another shot. We should be able to completely do it this time. It seems like our Hydra shots are getting better, and they're getting a little bit more cleaned up every time, so it should be alright. You're so happy to not have a potato anymore? Yeah, having a potato, and the thing is, a game like this, a game like World of Warcraft isn't that demanding on your computer. So I'm sure, Katie, when you were playing stuff like Overwatch, it was a lot worse. Are we feeling too melee heavy for this fight? No, we should be okay. Group is asking about melee heaviness. We should be alright. People just need to spread out a little bit better. You couldn't even play Overwatch, your computer wouldn't run it? Yeah, that's a potato. That is a for sure potato. I don't know how you play on 0 to 10 FPS. Katie, I'm not sure if you, I think you thought you were playing RuneScape at that point, right? You're like, man, RuneScape is so fun, but it was actually WoW. Alright, it seems like one healer left, so we need one healer, and then we'll be good to go. Oh, guess who applied? Yeah, we should be good. There it is. One last healer. I don't know how you can tank on 0 to 10 FPS. That should be the real mage tanking challenge. It should be done somewhere where you only get like 2 frames a second. It mimics lag as well, input lag. Alright, so we should be good to go. We got our last healer. Last wipe was like on, what, maybe like 7%? It was on 7% exactly. And we should be good this time. Alright, everybody's ready. Everybody's good to go. Let's get Mistress down. Yeah, epic. I don't know how Katie does that either. At least she's in a better place now. There's the first Thundering Shock. Make sure you run out of that unless you have the Consuming Hunger debuff. There's the Taunt debuff. Go ahead and taunt off. That's the Hydra Shot. People are splitting up. And now we have Slicing Tornado. It's coming from that direction. Oh, actually, we're good here. These guys drop down at the very end. So there's the tanking debuff. And there was the taunt off from the other tank. Let's run out of that. Also, the wave menders can be interrupted and they should be tunneled down as well. So if you ever see a wave mender, make sure you get that guy down immediately. So here it is. We're going to have all the slicing tornadoes. Hopefully everybody sees right here. Alright, perfect. Everybody ran through that, so we're good to go. Actually, I think one person got caught out. Yeah. Somebody died way over. Oh, that lag. Did you guys see that dead body slide across the floor? That was all lag. So that person died to slicing tornadoes because of lag. Maybe they're on a potato too, Katie. Because I saw their dead body just slide across the floor. I actually think that was the new healer we got too. So we're one healer short on a fight that has a ton of damage. A ton of AoE damage that gets handed out. Alright, I'm gonna run over here instead. Was like a slideshow sometimes, I bet. Alright, let's go ahead and run over here. There's a Devouring Maw. We have a Hydra Shot happening now. So hopefully we get a good split for that. Something that helps out a lot is if you're running this with your guildies. I haven't gotten the taunt off. Oh no, this is a wipe. Yep. That was a ton of damage being reflected to everyone. I'm dead, but the other... I guess everybody survived it. I'm sure mana isn't in the best place it could be right now because of that. I saw a few people get hit by the devouring maw. There's my res right before the devouring, right before the burden of pain. So it's okay. Maybe we can pick it back up. Yeah, Katie's playing in hard mode on purpose. Katie's like, it's okay, I got this. Here's a burden of pain debuff on me. All right, we got a taunt off this time. Good, good. I'm glad we can pick it back up. We have 3 deaths, so it's not too bad. We should be able to get this done. The burden of pain is going to take a few seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and feed. Perfect. There's the Hydra shot again. I'll go ahead and hide behind this one, and I will taunt off the burden of pain. We are going to be pushing phase 3 soon, and as soon as that happens, we'll start getting slicing tornadoes again. Actually, they're already queued up, so we're below 40. We're good. We're in phase 3. Things are going to start to get very, very, very messy. Here's the Hydra. I don't know why he's moving away from me. So go ahead and help split that Hydra. He wasn't bubbling either, so if I would have seen that Paladin use his bubble, for sure let him take the Hydra by himself. But didn't see any immunities. He was just kind of doing his own thing. Alright, we have slicing tornadoes in 1 second, so this last Abyss Stalker might be our last hope. Oh no, we got a freshman puddle right there as well. So here's another Hydra, and there it is. We're gonna have to hide behind this puddle right here, and we're good to go. Good to go. Here's the burden of pain with the taunt off. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, no taunt off yet. It's getting sloppier and sloppier, honestly. So I thought it would be getting better, and we had the 7% wipe. There's the death to the other tank. There's my death. That means that I'm gonna call it for today. So thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing, and always being here, being very active in the chat, keeping each other entertained while I'm in the middle of a boss fight. I really do appreciate you guys, and our community just passed 5,000 people. So thank you guys for sharing all of my videos and for spreading the word. I honestly am very happy about the community I have here. So thank you guys a lot for that. Next week, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, look out for a poll in the descriptions of my videos that's going to be dropping starting either Thursday or Friday of this week. So look out for that description. It's going to have a poll in there, because next week during the next live stream, I will be doing a giveaway where you will use your coins for that. So thank you guys for stopping by. And honestly, thank you guys for getting me. Oh, not exit game. I meant to hurt. Thank you guys for spreading this so much that I got over 5,000. I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. Yeah, gotta go. Epic. You have to say it in a grunt voice. Work. Ah! You have to do the classic peon voice. Alright, thank you all for watching, and as always, good luck out there.